You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Thank you for listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time for the bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing on this Tuesday morning, Dan?
Doing pretty darn well. You know, normally I'll mention something, some kind of national celebration or, whatever denotes this particular day. But I tripped across some pretty heavy hitters that have birthdays on this day, or had, past tense. Well, one still does, and two have come and gone. But, some pretty big names. U.S. President Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Oh, this was his birthday
this day.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was, he was something else. Fired up that whole war on poverty.
We won that.
Fail. Pee Wee Herman.
Are you kidding me?
I love Pee Wee.
I have a Pee Wee Herman doll.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. It was my older brother gifted it to my daughter, Sadie, over, 25 years ago. She was only 2 years old and really didn't know, and so I just... I wasn't going to say I kind of took it, Heidi, because that's all just kind of wrong. Somehow it came into my possession, and I will return it to her someday.
It's in your will.
I have a Pee Wee Herman doll. I feel terrible now. And you know him, you love him. Ed Gein, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Ed Gein.
Why is he getting a...
Are you serious? Ed Gein, who hailed from La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's a bad guy, though.
Remember one of Alfred Hitchcock's most famous movies, Psycho?
Yeah.
That was based on Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Ed Gein, a very famous, he used to steal bodies and then make stuff out of their parts.
Yeah, not necessarily a great dude to
In fact,
celebrate.
He launched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies as well. And they always bill him as serial killer, murderer. He wasn't a murderer. He just...
Took up bodies.
He took stuff other people were done with.
So you're not using this no more anyway.
Kind of like I have Sadie's Pee Wee Herman doll. It's the same concept.
It's the same. And someday there will be movies made about you.
Probably.
Yeah, but Ed Gein would dig up bodies and and he'd make
recycle them,
clothes, lampshades, whatever.
Somebody else
wearables. He was a pretty resourceful individual. But he was actually a little town handyman actually in La Crosse, which is beautiful, by the way. La Crosse, Wisconsin, gorgeous little town. And the town just loved him. Kids would play with him, and Ed was just kind of goofy. And then when they found out what he was doing.
His hobbies.
And he ended up in prison, of course, for life. I think he died at the age of 77. But the guards loved him. The warden loved him. He was just a nice, crazy guy.
Yeah.
He was just
heavy on the
insane.
crazy there.
Yeah, so he was stealing bodies and making stuff. Then you got Jeffrey Dahmer's out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I see a trend here. Hey, lay off the line and Kugel.
Somebody else celebrating a birthday today, Dan?
I do not.
This girl right here, Heidi.
Get out.
I'm not even
How
kidding.
did this fly under my radar?
Yeah, happy birthday to you.
You're in great company.
Yeah. So you got
Pee Wee Herman and Ed Gein. Come on.
Who wouldn't want to be celebrating today?
Somehow this all makes sense now.
This is why you're in Facebook jail.
Wow.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
Do you use a credit card? Is it a good one? Do you get points and perks? Are they for things that you actually use? We have a site that compares credit cards from a bunch of different banks and from a bunch of different credit card companies to help you find the very best credit card for you. It's absolutely free to see if there's a better credit card for you at bettercreditcards.net. With many of the credit cards, you can even roll over a balance if you find a better deal. Check it out now at bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You're listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time right now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, hey ho, little campers, little radio rangers, gather around. Ranger Dan's going to lay a little critter knowledge on you. And again, thanks to all the kids that have signed up for the First annual Ranger Dan Child Labor Weekend coming up starting August 31st over at Leif Erikson Day Camp. It's all on my Facebook page. Don't let your parents see it. It's like, here's my little secret. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's learn about badgers, shall we?
Oh,
Let's learn about badgers.
Who doesn't love badgers?
I love badgers.
What a handsome animal. Badgers.
Handsome animal.
Boy, they're good looking, aren't they?
Not necessarily, but
They sure are. Badgers, they are nocturnal. They do a lot of their hunting at night, but you do see them during the day.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, opportunistic. What you may not know is they are amazing hunters.
Really?
They go after earth-dwelling prey, including rabbits, groundhogs, ground squirrels, mice, snakes. They'll take on things twice their size and win.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
They're mean little things.
they are super aggressive. They know how to kill. They sure like to eat. Do not leave a child unattended in the woods. And for heaven's sakes, if you got one of them little yippy, shivery little lap dogs,
We got one of those.
Nope.
We got two of those.
Nope. Keep an eye on them. That's all there is to it. And then every now and again, I'll get I'll get a letter from a little radio ranger. It's like, hey, would it be okay, for instance, if I found, a little bird that if I keep it for a pet, or if I find a little baby rabbit, keep it for a pet? Yeah, well, yes, you can. And couldn't you keep a badger as a pet? They're extremely dangerous. They're extremely aggressive. But yes. You sure can, little ranger.
Mom and Dad know about it.
Because if they're out in the wild, those are free. Take all you like. Hey, little radio rangers. It's pretty simple. You should know this by now. Stay in school, go to church, say your prayers, eat your vegetables. Don't be playing soccer. Don't be wearing Crocs. Ranger Dan out. Yes, sir.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner, brought to you by Ranger Dan's Child Labor Day Camp. More details on his Facebook page. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
How much do you pay for cable TV or satellite each month? Many people spend well over $100 every month for TV. But many smart consumers are cutting the cable and satellite with ChannelSurferTV.com. We have some amazing HD antennas that allow you to pick up a bunch of local TV networks for free. We also have a DVR that allows you to record the shows and watch them when you have time. Watch TV with no monthly fee with ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You're listening to Sunny 93.3. Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. We've got Mr. Dan Farris joining us right now to give us an update on what's happening in the world. In our corner of it.
I'm a non-award-winning investigative journalist. That's
Yes.
what I self-identify as. So. You can all make your own darn opinion. Let's see. Court date, going for judge. All that stuff has been set, I guess, for October 23rd for the Colorado man who was recently pulled over with hemp.
Oh, that's what we
Right.
heard in the
Car,
news.
and all heck broke loose. In fact, there's all kinds of activists in Minnesota who are going crazy over this deal too, because apparently that hemp was going from Colorado to Minnesota, although I don't know why.
Yeah.
I never did learn, okay, why do you have 200 plus pounds of this stuff
Right.
that somebody apparently needs in Minnesota? The other problem is, he was pretty gassed up on cocaine, and
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't talking about that.
Yeah, why is that the media
So anyway,
sharing the coke part?
here's the problem. We get pulled over. There's the drug sniffing dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it is hemp, it still contains THC.
Yeah.
Which is the drug, which is what the animal picked up on. THC is illegal, and not just in South Dakota. Hemp is illegal in Alabama, Idaho, Kansas, Kentucky, Mississippi, Nebraska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Oh, wow. And this whole thing's being looked at as, South Dakota is so behind the times. Why don't they get with it? And Kristi Noem is evil, and blah, 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 blah. No, man, it's like, it is what it is.
The law is the law.
The law is the law, and until things get looked at.
And which states is cocaine legal in?
Do you know what?
That would be none.
There is a judge in Mexico who is trying to legalize what he calls, I just saw this story the other night, I was just cracking up, what he calls recreational cocaine.
Oh, okay. That's a great idea.
Recreational cocaine. And I don't know if this particular judge in Mexico, this is a real story, you can look it up. I don't know if he's ever actually met cocaine, but he says, no, it helps people relax.
What?
I don't think
it helps them
so.
mellow out, and
No.
I saw a documentary once. It's a complete opposite.
I read a lot.
So, hey, everybody who wants everything legalized, just calm down. Calm down.
Okay.
It's going to be okay. This hemp thing, I do see it as a fantastic cash crop coming down the line. But let Christy, who I kind of had coffee with once before she got elected, I may have mentioned that once or twice. We were both wearing black. Our eyes met across the room. It was magic.
You passed her the creamer.
You just get off her, man. We're going to be fine.
Okay.
All right. And that's my report. And you're listening to South Dakota Public Broadcast.
Thank you, Dan.
Coming up, we've got something else. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
It's t-shirt weather. Be sure to show off your personality with an awesome funny shirt from FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. We have some of our own funny t-shirt designs, but we're excited to have thousands of funny designs from other amazingly talented designers too at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Did you know you can even upload your own designs and make money with your twisted sense of humor? Why not check it out? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Sunny 93.3, thank you for listening. We have entertainment news of the day on the way.
Do you use a credit card? Is it a good one? Do you get points and perks? Are they for things that you actually use? We have a site that compares credit cards from a bunch of different banks and from a bunch of different credit card companies to help you find the very best credit card for you. It's absolutely free to see if there's a better credit card for you at bettercreditcards.net. With many of the credit cards, you can even roll over a balance if you find a better deal. Check it out now at bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You're listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Celebrities.
Fabulous?
You all right?
Yeah, I just feel a little squirrely here. Hey, what's going on? Lori Loughlin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, has not been in the news for, it's been a couple of months as far as
a while.
I can tell. As you recall, it was her that pretty much screamed into the headlights of this Varsity Blues college admissions scam thing months and months ago.
Yeah.
And that's kind of flying under the radar now because, other news starts happening and whatnot. But now turns out she pled, her and her husband, what's his name? Calamisio, Mr. Meech, lasagna, olive oil, whatever his name is.
Okay.
Now on a plea bargain deal because they are literally looking at years behind bars.
What?
This is really serious. Yeah, because they scorched $500,000 to get Jade and Olivia into college. As it stands now, the two daughters have not even been in the public eye. They're either staying at home or they're visiting friends at home. They aren't going out on the town. They aren't partying. They're for their parents. And both girls have said, if our mom goes to jail, we're going to visit her as much as we can.
That's big of them.
Which is really, really nice. And while everybody else is going back to school, Olivia and, I'm sorry, I said Jade, it's actually Bella. Olivia and Bella, for some reason, are not going back to school this year.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe they couldn't afford the tuition or something.
I don't know, but we put up a GoFundMe page several months ago to get him into Southeast VOTAC.
Nobody chimed in on that. I
thought Olivia would be a heck of a welder.
Southeast asked us to take it down for some reason.
I mean, because she was a social media influencer, and after seeing her, I went, welder.
I'm influenced to think
go
that.
there, sugar. That'd be awesome. So yeah, that's what I know. That and celebrities generally smell a lot better than we do. Other than that,
they do.
I ain't got much, man.
All right. Well, that was plenty. That was a lot. Now, here's one of the questions.
So she's plea bargaining? What does that mean exactly? What are they getting? We don't know
yet.
Well,
when they originally tried to plead not guilty, plea bargain means it's like,
kind of guilty.
Can I get some community service here, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think that's the way it's going to pan out.
So you're going to probably see one of those after-school special PSAs. It'll say, don't ever give $500,000 to get your kids into school.
If I have to wear an ankle bracelet, can Tiffany design it? That'd be great.
I got a question, and you may not know the answer.
I can promise you I won't, John, but go ahead.
You might know, though, because in addition to Lori Loughlin, it was Felicity Huffman we kept hearing about as well.
She's basically done.
So, yeah, I was going to ask, did she go to prison or
not yet? No. But see, she right up front pled guilty.
She pled guilty.
Plus, she burned a lot fewer dollars.
Okay.
A lot less money, and she was just totally upfront about it. And I think she got community service and some other things going on and had to pay a fine.
Huh.
But yeah, a whole different trajectory.
Shouldn't people accepting that money also be in trouble, or are they?
They are.
Okay.
Oh, people have been fired.
We just
People have
don't
been
know
incarcerated. Yeah, like you say, you're just not seeing a lot of news
Yeah,
on it.
I'm just wondering why we're not seeing the updates.
Excuse me, Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth just are getting a divorce.
I know, and it's devastating.
Just work with me, people.
Come on, this is taking us off that center stage story. So. All right. Well, Dan, thank you for the update. And
whatever.
We'll have something awesome tomorrow. You'll redeem yourself. I know you will. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.